In this episode, I get a question about how do we prepare for a world of artificial intelligence and robotics. In it, I discuss what the research suggests, where the workforce is going in the next 25 years, what you're probably doing wrong, and how you can prepare for a future we know very little about.
28 and I'm trying to shape history, pulling from the sky for some strength to take with me, line up the stars, fly away quickly and push the world forward like a tidal wave hit me. I ride the wave swiftly, I fear no man, check my titles mate quickly, came from the sky with the light of day in me.
Welcome to episode 221 of Ask Jack D. Thank you for watching the show or listening to the show if you're on the podcast. If you're not, you should be there. Hashtag Ask Jack D over on iTunes. Launching the podcast was a lot of fun, wasn't it? How long ago did we do that?
That was ages ago now.
Ages ago. Yes.
6 months ago.
But a very good exercise, and you guys should do something similar if you haven't yet. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, we reached number one in the first
did.
12 hours.
Our podcast, the Ask Jack D podcast reached the number one business podcast on iTunes in Australia within 12 hours. That is the power of that particular medium. Go there, download Ask Jack D, start your own, do whatever, just make sure you are across that shit. It is exciting. Rosie, today's question.
Okay, so today's question comes from Amelie. She asks...
Amelie, I love that name.
I know, me too. Okay, she asks, how can we prepare ourselves for a new era of artificial intelligence and robotics? Do you think uni is relevant to the new economy?
No, but let me answer the first question. How do we prepare ourselves for an era of artificial intelligence? Research came out of Oxford says that 44% of jobs are going to be automated out in the next 25 years by AI and robots, right? And so any job that can be done in a routine way or that's about hard numbers and facts and stuff and can be done from a standard computation will probably be replaced by robots in the next 25 years, right? And the other thing that the research indicates when you look out and you start looking at AI and that sort of stuff is that historically, when something's come along that's changed the workplace landscape, it's created so much job opportunity that the new jobs replenish the old jobs that are no longer there. That's not going to happen this time. Obviously, there'll be new jobs that we don't know. We don't sort of have foresight as to what they will be yet. They will come along, but it will certainly not be the equivalent of 44% of all jobs, right? So there will be a deficit. How do you prepare for that? Okay, everybody, particularly in the education landscape, is talking about STEM, right? Science, technology, engineering, and maths. What's a more interesting skill set in my view, for you to learn is called HECI, right? H-E-C-I. Can we put that up on the screen somewhere? H-E-C-I. Humanities, ethics, creativity, and imagination, right? IBM do a really good CEO report each year where they interview 1,000, 1,500 of the world's top CEOs. The 2012 IBM CEO report asked the question, what is the number one, what are the most important skills that you look for in people that you employ, Mr. and Mrs. CEOs from all over the world? And the top two skills, this is 2012, right? So this is 4 years ago. Top two skills, number one, adaptability to change. Number two, creativity in developing new ideas. We live in a world where EQ is now more important than IQ. However, we have an education system and still a sort of cultural belief that permeates through our society that hard skills are more valuable than what we still call soft skills, being creativity, imagination, conversation, communication, negotiation, ability to think laterally, right? Those soft skills are now the skills that are more valuable than anything else. And look forward 25 years, the value of emotional intelligence, or EQ as opposed to IQ, that sort of shift from IQ to EQ will only increase exponentially, and it's already begun, right? So recognize that we live in a world where EQ is more important than IQ. The number one skill set of the future and the number one skill set of today, this is already true, right? So a few weeks ago, I spoke at an MBA symposium to all the major MBA directors from all of the big universities from around Australia. A week later, I spoke to all of the undergraduate entrepreneurship faculty, people from major universities around Australia. And what I said at both, so I'm talking to key educators around the country, what I said at both conferences was this: stop thinking about it in the context of the world is changing, right? That metaphor or that sort of explanation doesn't serve you, because it gives you a false sense that there's almost still time to catch up, or that it's happening slowly and it's something that I could ignore for a few more years. Don't think the world's changing. Think about it like this. Think the world changed. Draw a line in the sand somewhere around 2005, 2006 and just say the world fucking changed. Our education needs changed. Our economic needs changed. As a culture, Western cultures, we have changed. Our beliefs have changed. How we communicate has changed. How we do leisure has changed. How we do business has changed, right? Everything's fucking changed. We live in a world where, think about Deutsche Bank, right? They're a corporation, they're sturdy, big suits, big money, financial capital markets. Deutsche Bank have a market capitalization of value of $17 billion. Snapchat have a value, market capitalization, of $19 billion. We live in a world today where Snapchat is more valuable than Deutsche Bank, right? We live in a world today where CBS, the largest commercial television network over in the States, is worth less than Netflix, which wasn't around in 2006, right? And so if you can just think about it in terms of, it's not that the world's changing, it's that the world fucking changed. And it's so different to what it used to be. And the number one skill set that exists today and that will exist in the future is not a skill set at all. It is your ability to learn, unlearn, and relearn as is required. So how do you prepare for an era of artificial intelligence and robotics? It's simple. Make sure you're developing the skills that are required in the future, not the past.
So what that means right now is my head's in the cloud, my feet